Hi, I'm Gordon from Camera Labs, and this is a quick vlogging test with the Canon EOS 90D. Now that's a DSLR, I hear you cry, but yet it is still of interest to those who vlog for a number of key reasons. Like the 80D before it, it's got a fully articulated side hinge touchscreen, which can flip out to the side so I can see myself without blocking the hot shoe for those all-important accessories. And this camera does, of course, have a microphone input and a headphone jack, so those are some pretty sweet features. It's also got access as an EFS body to one of the most affordable ultra-wide angle zooms on the market. That is the EFS 10 to 18mm, and I'm filming this clip with this lens right now at 10mm, so this is really wide, and if I go for a one-handed view here, you can see it really does get in a massive field of view. Now, the 90D is also one of Canon's first interchangeable lens cameras to allow uncropped 4K. More about that in just a moment, because I'm filming this in 1080 at 25p, and I'm going to demonstrate the various stabilization modes before I move on to 4K. So this is with optical stabilization in the lens only. Now there's two levels of digital stabilization that you can additionally apply. This is just with the basic digital stabilization. It applies a very minor crop, you can hardly see it, and this lens is still so wide when it zooms 10mm that the field of view is still nice and wide. But let's see what happens when I go for the enhanced mode. Okay, now this is with digital stabilization set to enhance. So this is with the 90D's best stabilization in action. So let me know which one you think looks best in the comments. Am I holding this nice and smoothly? By the way, this is a double-handed grip on a small tabletop tripod, the Feisol TT15, if any of you are interested. I'm also still using the built-in microphone, so I'm going to switch to an external microphone in a moment. But before that, let's see what this camera can do in 4K. Okay, I've now switched the 90D to 4K video. Can you see the difference? Does it look sharper on your display? I've also switched back to using optical stabilization only, so you'll notice that the field of view is nice and wide again. This with, again, the 10 to 18mm zoom at 10mm. Now, as I mentioned earlier, the 90D becomes one of the first Canon interchangeable lens cameras to support 4K full frame without a crop, although there is also crop mode if you want a little bit more reach from your lenses, but I'm using the full frame mode here, and joy of joys, Canon is letting me do this with dual pixel CMOS AF, so you still get to enjoy full autofocus, even autofocus, and 4K video, both at the same time, full frame coverage. I mean, crikey, it's almost as if this is what the competition has been offering for a while, but at least we're there now on the 90D, although what you won't get, sadly, being a modern Canon body, no 24p, no explanation as to why. So if you need that, sorry, you're not going to get it on the 90D or the M6 II. You do get 25p, which I'm filming now. You also get 30p, but you don't get 24. Right, now I'm going to switch to some of those enhanced stabilization modes in 4K to see how they look. Okay, this is with the basic digital stabilization in addition to optical stabilization, still filming in 4K and still using the built-in microphones. I'm now going to switch to enhanced. Okay, now I've switched to digital stabilization set to enhanced. This is the most powerful mode in 4K, and as before, it does crop the field of view. I'm holding this at arm's length. That really is as long as my arm will go one-handed. Now with both hands, hopefully for a bit better stabilization. So this is what you'll get when you're filming with the 10 to 18mm at 10mm with enhanced stabilization in 4K. But there's one other feature that I want to show you, and that is the external microphone. Okay, so now I've switched to the Rode Wireless Go. You can see the transmitter unit here with the built-in lapel microphone just on my collar. Now, when I mounted this to the 90D, I did have to reduce the audio levels a bit because the Rode microphone is quite hot. It does come out quite loud, but that's easy to do. Just use the level meters to balance that. So now what you're seeing is the 90D really rigged up to the best that I can get it with the gear I've got in my bag. I'm filming in 4K at 25p, so I'm using the best quality mode. I'm using the enhanced digital stabilization, so it should be looking nice and smooth. I'm using an external microphone, so the sound should be all right. And I'm also using a really wide angle lens, Canon's widest lens for this format, the 10 to 18mm at 10mm f4.5 here, and with a nice motion-friendly shutter speed of a 50th of a second for my 25p frame rate. So let me know what you think. Is the 90D a contender for your vlogging needs? I find it interesting that in many ways it's a lot more compelling than the M6 Mark II. That model does have a screen which flips up over the top to face you, but of course that gets blocked when you mount an external microphone, even the little Rode receiver unit. The M6 II also doesn't have a headphone output, or that 4K movie crop mode. So it's interesting that the DSLR that was launched alongside it is actually arguably more compelling for filming video. But hey, that's Canon for you. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this, and let me know what you think in the comments. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.